What you'll need: a lonely heart or a lone heart. Either will work. A good friend, a best friend, curiosity, and a lot of time. Your own body, your own room, a shared apartment, alcohol, memories, one drunk lesbian, distance from school, twice that distance from home, a willingness to break your own heart, a phobia of breaking someone else's, and an escape plan. 1. First, push people and hobbies you love to the sides to create a well. In that well, fall in love with alone time. This should only take a few months. 2. During those months, knead together some of yourself, some of your good friend, and all of your best friend until no separation occurs. What you make should feel sticky. If your hands are covered in it, you've done it right. Move that aside and let it triple in size until it's light and fluffy and smells like complete and total trust. Avoid density and toughness by not overworking it. Don't worry, you will add alone time later. Note: the recipe falls apart if you don't have a drunk lesbian living in your house, so make sure you have that. If not, you can store what you've already made and finish the batch another time. Or maybe not. If you don't have a drunk lesbian in your house, you may have to throw it away before you finish it. 3. Talk to the supportive drunk lesbian. Mince your words. Tell her you think you might like your very good friend. Blush and well up. Tell her you feel terrible for being uncertain about what you've already done, that you have no idea what you wanted to make when you started. Show her your sticky, covered hands. When she starts crying because she's drunk, but also because she feels bad for you, allow yourself to cry for real. The more salt, the better. 4. Take the rest of yourself and your good friend and add alcohol. Add more alcohol until neither of you can taste it. Sprinkle nostalgia for the summer you and your good friend spent growing fertility plants and sharing a bed just because. Add spit, add sweat, add cum. Wish for the well you made earlier. Repeat this until you've lost count. While you're doing this, take the full trust from earlier and fold in a secret. Work the secret into every part of it. The texture should change. If it's still sticky, that's good, but now it should be grainy, rough on the hands. Roll it out and then tuck it into itself to hide the edges. It should look round and whole even though you and your good friend know it is not. Let this quadruple in size over the course of 6 weeks. Don't eat anything in the meantime. 5. Over a high heat, cut the secret into your best friend. Ask her to understand why you decided to make this thing in the first place. Watch her try to cling to the sides. This is the hardest part, but you can't stop now. Taste for flavor instead. If this doesn't taste like salt and metal, then you haven't told her everything. If she doesn't shrink away, then you haven't let it rise long enough. Note: you will try to put the pieces back together to make something that tastes good, or to at least make something palatable. This is not possible. This is not that kind of recipe. You should have read to the end before you started. 6. Final step. Give it days. Give it weeks and then months. When it looks like nothing you can recognize. When it's black and slimy, when it crawls from one surface to the next on its own accord. When it's hot to the touch and leaves a trail on everything else you try to make. When you can't see anything that looks like you, or your good friend, or your best friend, take a bite. You've done it right if it's the hardest thing you've ever had to swallow.